So the other night I decided I wanted to watch something scary. Why? I don't know, because I'm really just a big scaredy cat. But I think it's because I'm in the Halloween season, like I'm feeling really Halloweeny. You really can't tell right now because my decoration is not here. But that don't got nothing to do with how I'm feeling. That has something to do with fun. But I do have this little guy right here. But my ring light broke, so right now he's helping me with my lighting, so I can't really hang him up. But anyway, so I decided to put something on scary, so I put on American Horror Story, the Roanoke season. So that was my first time watching that season. I really don't be watching American Horror Story. But first of all, what I have to say, Kathy Bates, what the fuck? Okay, like you really scared me. You startled me. You did your big one on that. But I started to go down a rabbit hole because I was just like, is this real history? I think I remember learning about some of this in school, but I don't know. So I decided to go down a rabbit hole. As I'm going down the rabbit hole, it kind of hit me like, okay, I remember some of this stuff. But as I really got deep down into it, I only learned the surface of it. They ain't teach me everything that they needed to teach me. So I was just like, oh yeah, this gotta be in High and Haunted. This gotta be the season finale of High and Haunted. It's only right. So today we're gonna be diving into the Lost Colony of Roanoke and how they probably did end up dying a very painful and tragic death because they deserved it. They deserved it, I'ma say it. But this story is a wild one, so get ready to clench your pearls.
I'm the type of nigga that gets sassy on the bitch. VVS, clarity, stone, Prezi on the bitch. And I'm feeling like the hand of God, bless me in this bitch. Put respect up on my name, ho, I'm heavy in this bitch. I just want 7 Grammys.
What's up, potties? It's the Dopesoul you'll ever meet, and welcome to the last episode, the season finale of High and Haunted, the series where we spark up the strange, get lifted with the high, and tap into some of the strangest, spookiest tales that'll have you asking, is this shit real or am I just high? Alright, so the year is 1578. England is still playing catch up with this whole colonize the new world game that they got going on. Spain already has gold flowing in from Mexico and South America. Portugal's got Africa and Brazil, and France is creeping up on Canada. England just sitting there like, is we gonna let them take the whole planet? So Queen Elizabeth trying to fix that. She like, we need some explorers. Someone bold, smart, loyal, and preferably rich, so I don't have to pay for it. Okay? And that is where Sir Humphrey Gilbert comes in. Now, Gilbert wasn't just a soldier. He was a scholar, a Navy man, and just a full-time overachiever. He went to Oxford University, spoke multiple languages, and he had one obsession, and that was exploring the world. Sounds kind of cool. I don't know, like, I like him already. He was one of those people that believed that the earth was just full of untapped treasure if you had the guts to go get it. I like him. I don't know if it's because I've been watching One Piece for the last, I don't know how long, but I like him. Sounds like Luffy to me. You better, I like him. On top of being smart, Gilbert had a wild military record. He fought in Ireland during the Queen's War, and he wasn't gentle about it at all. It was straight savage. I don't even know, like back in this time, I mean, savage wasn't like a derogatory word, but like, I don't even know if I can call them savages. He was really strong at fighting. He had the reputation for being strict, ruthless, and loyal. Queen Elizabeth saw him as reliable. Like, if I tell this man to do something, he gonna do it. I love that. I just love when women just get their way. I don't know. It's just something that makes my heart smile. I don't care who you are. I love that for you, baby. Yes. Get it how you want to get it. Yes. So when he came to her like, Your Majesty, let me go find you a colony. She didn't hesitate. She was like, yeah, go get me a colony right there. And they'll put it right there and move it a little over to the left. Go get me a colony. So she gave him royal permission to set sail to the New World and said, if you find land that's not already claimed by another Christian ruler, then you can claim it for England. Forget everybody else. If it's not Christian, take it. Now that doesn't sound very Christian of them. Like, what is going on? All right, I guess. But it was huge. Queen Elizabeth granting him that permission made him one of the first people in English history legally allowed to colonize the New World. Now, between me and you, we can be real. It wasn't about discovering no New World. England wanted money, power, and bragging rights. If Gilbert can find gold, new trade routes, or land full of resources, England would finally be able to compete with Spain. And Queen Elizabeth would look like a genius for backing him up. So Gilbert spends the next few years trying to make it happen. But every time he tries to set sail, something happens. Gilbert is like, God damn, like, I just wanted to go get some land, bring it back to the Queen, and possibly get some, like, that's it. But it ain't go down like that. Ships sink, crews quit, storms hit, the whole 9 yards. But he's still trying. He don't give up. By June 1583, Gilbert's finally ready to go for real. He set sail from Plymouth, England with 5 ships. The Delight, the Golden Hind, a Golden Hen, I think it's Golden Hind, the Shallow, the Squirrel, and the Bark Raleigh. And these ships weren't big and fancy or nothing like that. They was like small, crickety pirate ships that can tip over if the wave hit them wrong. Half the crew didn't even know if they'll make it home. After weeks of rough sailing, Gilbert finally reaches St. John of Newfoundland in August of 1583. Now back then, Newfoundland was like this big rocky island off the east coast of Canada. Way up north, cold as hell, foggy, and just covered in icebergs. Well, that's how it is now today. But at the time, it was the hot spot for fishing. Fishermen from England, France, and Spain were already coming here to catch cod. So Gilbert basically just shows up and was just like, yo, this ours now. Okay, like, excuse me, alrighty, this, okay. He gets off the boat, plants his English flag, and claims Newfoundland for England, the first official English territory in North America. He even holds a little ceremony and claims himself Lord of Newfoundland. Do you know, like, I didn't even know do you know how arrogant and just like, you can't claim yourself as no Lord. That's something somebody else got to give to you or you pass down to. I guess if you think that you found something, these people are messed up in the head, okay? I don't know what else to say. Let's just continue on with the story. So after just a few weeks, storms start rolling in, supplies start getting low, and his crew started getting a little nervous. They start side-eyeing him like, is we gonna leave before winter time? We don't got no snacks now. I'm ready to go. So Gilbert decides to sail home before winter. And here's where things get a little tragic. Okay, let's just go ahead and spark up the weed now, all right? It's starting to get a little tragic in the story. Right? So Gilbert insists on sailing back in his smallest ship, which is the Squirrel. For what reason, I don't know. As a captain, if I was a captain, it would be my last option to sail back in my smallest ship. I want the biggest, strongest ship there got. I don't want no small shit. But he wanted the small shit, so that's what he got, the small shit. By September 9th, 1583, his fleet hit a massive storm in the North Atlantic. Witnesses on the other ship said that they can see Gilbert holding a lantern on the deck, shouting, "We are as near to heaven by sea as we are by land." I don't know what the fuck that means. I don't know these people are weird. Like, I don't know what else to say. Like, these are some weird individuals, bro. Like, what are you talking about? You about to fucking die. Like, get your ass on the other ship. What are you doing? But that was the last time anyone saw the Squirrel sink, and Sir Humphrey Gilbert went down with it. And just like that, English first attempt at a colony died with him. But the dream didn't. The Queen still wanted her shot at the New World, and someone had to finish what Gilbert started. And guess who raises their hand? Now here was my what the fuck moment, okay? Because Sir Walter Raleigh isn't just anybody. He was Humphrey Gilbert's younger half-brother. Same mom, different dads. Now you can't tell me that's a coinkydink. I don't think so. I don't know what the Queen had going on, but she had it going on. That's all I'm gonna say. So she basically told him, "Your brother drowned chasing this dream, but you, young sir, you go finish it." He was like, okay, yeah, I'll do that. So in April of 1584, Raleigh sends out 2 ships on a scouting trip to try to figure out where they're gonna put this new colony. He puts 2 explorers in charge, Philip Amatus and Arthur Barlow. like explorers to go check out a house before you actually go buy it. But instead of a house, it's like a whole continent. So Philip was an experienced English sea captain and good at navigating the wild Atlantic waters. Arthur was also a sailor and explorer, but he was more of like the take notes type and talk nice. He kept journals and wrote detailed notes about everything that they saw. And when I say everything, I mean everything. What the land looked like, who they met, what it smelled like, what they ate, everything. That's how we even know what happened on that first scouting trip, for real, for real. They leave England, sail across the Atlantic, and after a few months, they reach the coast of what we now call North Carolina. They land on a small island that was then called Roanoke Island, but it's now called Outer Banks. So when they get there, it's summer of 1584. It's warm, it's sunny, beautiful, it's all green. Probably like they just in awe, they ain't never seen something so beautiful. They meet two tribes, the Dakotans and the Croatoan. And for once in colonial history, things start off pretty chill. They won't beefing, like they was all right with each other. The locals are curious, they're trading food and gifts. Everyone's just vibing, everyone is cool. The explorers stay a few weeks, they draw some maps, they take some notes, and they head back to England. So they on the boat, they pumped up, we just found the new world, yeah. They're like, this is gonna be paradise. They are so excited on the way back on the boat. You know how y'all just, like how dudes, when y'all get pumped up, you're like, yeah! Like y'all do, like that's how they is on the boat. Like I'm very happy for them. Like, congratulations. So Raleigh runs to the queen like, look, a perfect island with friendly people and fresh land. And Elizabeth just like, excellent. Claim it for me. And that's when Raleigh officially names the new territory Virginia in 1584. Named after Queen Elizabeth, the Virgin Queen. That was her nickname. I was reading, so her and supposedly her and, I don't know, I'm not trying to spread no rumors now. But I heard, I got some tea. I heard that her and Sir Walter Raleigh had a little thing going on. Like I heard that she was like very fond of him. Like, you can have whatever you like. I say you can have whatever you like. Yeah. That's what I heard now. Now I'm not saying that she won't no version or nothing like that, but I mean, he didn't even go on his own expedition. Side note. This is a side note. He didn't even go on, he paid for all these expeditions. Like he funded all of this stuff because he had money. He wasn't no broke dude. He didn't even go on any of the expeditions because he just couldn't leave the queen. Like it was just like, he couldn't I can't leave her side. I ain't about to do all that unless I'm getting some cat. That's all I'm saying. Like, you gotta be giving me some cat. I think I'm about to spend all this money and I don't like, and I'm not about, and it has to be magnificent at that. That's just mine. But anyway, let's keep going with the story. So the next year, in 1585, Raleigh's ready to build the first settlement in the New World. So since Raleigh didn't go himself, he sent Richard Granville and Ralph Lane to lead the trip. They leave England with about 107 soldiers, men, no women, no children, straight men, to build a new world. When they land, it's summer of 1585. They build a small fort, start exploring, and even met some of the native tribes again. At first, it's all good, all handy dandy, good vibes all around. But then Granville leaves to go get some supplies. And now Lane, who is now in charge, turns, I don't even know, weirdos, just some weirdos. He just turned into a paranoid dictator, basically, just out the blue. Like, I don't know. Okay. Quick rundown of what happened. So he starts thinking that Chief Wingina, I think I said that right. I've been looking everywhere for the pronunciation of this word. Like, they give it to me breaking down, like with the Wingina. Like, I need somebody to say it for me. Like, that's what I need so I can hear it. Why I can't find it nowhere? Anyway, he starts thinking that Chief Wingina was plotting against him. which is the chief of the Sacoan tribe. But in reality, he was just tired of feeding all these hungry men who not planting nothing, and you taking away from the mouths of my people. That's it. That's all. He was just looking out for his people that on the land that he has been on for his whole life. You just got here. Learn how to plant. If we can plant it, you can plant it. Plant. That's all he was saying. Weirdos. So Lane snaps. He launches a surprise attack, kills the chief, cuts his head off, put it on a stick, and put it in front of the tent. I didn't learn that part. I didn't learn that part in school. I said, oh, that's what happened, huh? Maybe these people did disappear over some cursed land or something like that, because what do you mean? I would have did the same thing. Not, oh Lord, not cut the man's head off. But I definitely would have, you think I would have cursed the land too if I was Chief Wingina. I would have been, yeah. You crazy? So by 1586, all the surrounding tribes were done helping their ass. Rightfully so. Rightfully so. Storms wrecked their supplies and they were starving. That's when Sir Francis Drake so happened to pull up with his fleet that was heading home, because they had just finished raiding some Spanish ships. So the colonists was just like, please let us on here with you, because like we hungry. Every time we turn around, the natives is attacking us now. Like, we don't got nowhere to go in. Francis Drake was just like, okay, calm down. You can get on the boat. So they hitched the ride to England back with Francis Drake and left the land. Now, here's the wild part most people don't know. Right after Drake left with those colonists, another English ship pulled up the Roanoke later that year. So they were expecting to find the colony still there, but the whole land was empty. So what they do, they left 15 men behind just to hold it, just to be like, hey, this English land, if anybody asks, you need to tell them that. This is English, this England territory. Now imagine showing up to an island, bad blood, and no food, no supplies, and your boss just like, stay here. Yeah, those 15 dudes was never heard of again. We don't know what happened to them. Don't know where they went to. Won't no bones. Hey, the curse. The curse of the land. You can't chop up Wiccagia head and just think this okay. All right. Wicamagia, you can't do it to him. Like, it's not, no. He came back 4 years. And I would have too. We team with Jima, for real. So it's now 1587. 2 years after his first crew packed up and dipped out with Drake. Now Sir Walter Raleigh is looking a little bad in front of the queen, because she just like, yo, you promised me some land in return for this. I'm just playing. But for real, she was like, you promised me some land. What you got going on? So he just like, all right, round 2. We're going to do this right this time. And that's when he appoints John White as the governor of this new colony. So John White wasn't just some random guy. He was actually on the first expedition, but he was an artist or a map drawer, or whatever you call him. He was that. So he had already seen the area and he'd already drawn maps for it. He's thinking, okay, I know the land, I know the people. This time it's gonna work. And this time the colony isn't just men, it's families. And we're talking about 115 settlers. That's including women and children. But this trip was personal for John White. Why? Because his daughter, Eleanor White Dare, was one of the settlers. So Eleanor was married and her husband was also on the voyage too. And she was pregnant. Imagine your pregnant daughter and her husband tagging along on one of the most dangerous ocean trips in history, just to start a quote-unquote new life across the world. I mean, she was brave. I do give her that. She was brave. Oh, we got another side note. Oh, we're just full of side notes today. I don't know. We're just side note city. But look, they wasn't even supposed to be going to Roanoke. Like, that's what blew my mind. Like, really blew my entire existence. Their real destination was Chesapeake Bay, which is up north. Way better for farming, and it was less drama, of course, because won't nobody head just chopped off. So why didn't they go there, you may ask? Because of one man. He was an asshole, but look, they deserved it, so I kind of like him. Simon Fernandez. So Simon was the ship's captain, and from what the record says, he was a straight asshole. John White wrote in his journals that Fernandez refused to take them to Chesapeake Bay. Instead, he decided, without permission, to drop everybody back off at Roanoke. When they got off the boat and John White asked them, can they get back on because this is the wrong spot, he refused to let them back on the boat, turned around, and headed back to England. So now it's mid-1587. John White and his people are stuck back on Roanoke. So they start rebuilding the fort from the first colony, trying to make peace with whoever is left around. And to their surprise, everybody's not too angry, which is good for them, because they didn't necessarily do it, but one apple spoils the bunch for everybody. Y'all all involved now. You feel me? The Croatoan tribe, led by Chief Manteo, actually helps them out. They were chilled from the English from the first expedition. Manteo even traveled to England with them. So for a moment, it's looking hopeful. They're building houses, planting food, making a world for themselves. Then in August of 1587, John White's daughter, Eleanor Dare, gives birth to a beautiful, bouncing baby girl, and they named her Virginia Dare. And supposedly, this is a historic moment because this is the first baby born in the New World. It was already people here, guys. It was already babies already born on this land. It was already a functioning ecosystem going on here. I don't understand why it's weirdos, weird. But here's the problem. They didn't have enough supplies to last them for the rest of the year. Food was low, tools was breaking, and tensions were starting to rise again. So John White decides that he has to sail back to England to get more supplies. So around late August of 1587, John White set sails back to England. So he cool, I'll be back in a few months. He telling his daughter, make sure that you wipe her butt good and, don't let her play around outside. When the street lights come on, make sure you come in the house. And, he telling his son-in-law that if you make sure you better take care of my daughter. He's saying his goodbyes. He gonna be back in a couple months. Everything is fine. Except he wasn't. Because when he gets to England, the country's in chaos. They're at war with Spain. And the Queen has ordered every available ship to stay back for military defense. No one is allowed to leave. So John is stuck in England. Crazy. So he tried to get back to his family, but every available ship that he came across ended up getting taken by the Navy. It took him 3 years to get back to his family. Do you hear me? 3 years. He left in 1587. He did not make it back until 1590. You'd have missed everything. You might as well have been locked up. And when he finally gets there, everything is gone. No people, no bodies, no homes, nothing. Just a single word carved into a post, Croatoan. So that's the name of the tribe. So John White thought, all right, maybe they just moved there safely. That's cool. So he sets course to try to go see where his family is. But right when he's finally about to reach them, a storm hits. He tried 3 different times to try to go see if that's where his family was at. But each time something happened to prevent him to making it there. Maybe, I don't know, it was the curse from when you chopped off Wicked Machia's head. That's what I was thinking. So on the last attempt, the ship captain panicked. He said that the winds were too strong. White begs him, literally begs him, saying that his family was back there. But he wouldn't do it. They turned back out to sea, and John White never seen Roanoke again. Never finds out what happened to his daughter, his son-in-law, or his granddaughter. He spent the rest of his life in London, haunted by what he saw and what he didn't see. And that's how the mystery was born. An entire colony gone, with just one word left behind. So the question is, what the hell actually happened to these folks? Historians, scientists, even ghost hunters has been fighting about that for over 400 years. But I got some theories for you that I want to lay out on the table. And, just some regular theories that they've come out with. But, what I told you before. You know who I am? My name is Dopesoul. And my theories, I forgot what the hell I said. It was in one of them episodes, one of my theory. Well, y'all gotta go find the shit. Yeah, I said some shit, and I rhymed that shit too. I rapped it. The colonists carved Croatoan into the post, right? That was the name of the friendly tribe living on Hatteras Island that was about 50 miles south. So maybe the colonists packed up, sailed, or walked down the coast and joined them. The Croatoan people already knew them from before. They traded, helped, and even traveled to England once with the explorer Mateo. Years later, English explorers swore that they saw native people in the area with gray eyes and European features, and heard them speaking a little English mixed into their language. So maybe maybe they didn't die. They could have blended in. That's the most likely thing that happened. Like, I'm not gonna sit there and take that like that. That could have happened. But not everybody in Roanoke was friendly. So back when Ralph Lane cut off the chief head, that kind of burnt some bridges. So when the second colony showed up, the surrounding natives could have been like, oh yeah, we got something for your ass. So there's no records, no remains, no nothing. But that would explain why they completely vanished. They could have, I don't know, pushed them out in the ocean or anything. Like, they could have did anything. Now this one is kind of dark, but it's possible that they ran out of food and things just kind of got a little desperate. There were reports of starvation in later colonies like Jamestown, where settlers actually did resort to eating each other because they were so hungry. So it's not really impossible that Roanoke faced the same horror. But that still doesn't X out why there's no remains, why there's no bones, why there's no nothing to even prove that. So I don't think that, I don't know, I won't dare, but I don't think that one makes too much sense. Now this one is what I personally think really happened, okay? This is my theory. I think when they cut off that chief head, I think they unleashed some power, or somebody put something on the land or something and cursed everybody when they came up there the second time. That's what I think happened, personally. If they did just jump into the ocean and just like willingly went, it's because of that previously what happened. If they did vanish and just vanish into thin air, it was because of the supernatural and paranormal activity that was going on when they chopped that man head off. I'm getting spooky now just talking about it. I'm about to just change the subject. I don't know. I think that's what happened though. Next topic. What's the next theory? At the time, England and Spain were beefing. They were at war, like really bad. So it is very likely that some ships came by, seeing that there were English settlers set up right there, and came and took them captive or killed them out. But that don't make any sense either, because they houses and everything was gone. If you taking somebody captive, or like if you're not about to take their house neatly down, why you telling them to get their ass on the ship? Like, that's not, I don't know, y'all. I don't know. What do you think? What you think happened? I don't know. Leave a comment, tell me what y'all think happened. Why did they disappear? Because I really can't tell you which theory. I mean, do you have your own theory? Because I don't know. Like, I'm really behooved. I do know 115 people disappeared, but not because they were lost, because they were never supposed to be there in the first place, okay? What do you thought I was about to? Yeah, they were never supposed to be there in the first place. And that's the real haunting of Roanoke. Not the ghost that vanished, but the ghost and empty shells of the people that arrived and just thinking you could just take. It's literally people there already. It's literally somebody already have their lives. And I know what you're gonna say. Everybody literally was conquering land at this. Okay, that don't make it right. I don't care. I'm standing on what I said. They deserved whatever happened to them, because you should have never came over here in the first. I'm not gonna say you deserved it, because it was a baby. Kayla love the kids. Kayla love the kids. So I'm not gonna say you deserve it, but mind your business maybe, and then things wouldn't happen to you. That's all I'm saying. And that wraps up the season finale of High and Haunted. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. I really enjoyed this. Hopefully, it's not gonna be a hopefully. Next year is going to be way better because I'm going to have the funds and everything to, put some decorations up, have a nice camera set up and stuff like that. But, I really enjoy, especially my Demon's Breath video, because like I said, I wrote that story. I really enjoy doing this. Like, we should do this again next year during Halloween time. But this is a wrap for my High and Haunted series. If you made it this far, make sure you subscribe and hit that like button. Make sure you drop a comment and tell me how you like the video. Like I said, also tell me, what do you think happened to the Roanoke colony? I want to hear your theories. I want to hear what y'all think. But next week, we're going back to the regular scheduled program of High History. I miss my baby. I miss High History, y'all. I ain't gonna even lie to y'all. We're leaving the ghosts behind and we're rolling into the Harlem Renaissance. You thought I forgot, didn't you? No, I said I was gonna do that before High History started. Yes. And now we're gonna do it. The Harlem Renaissance. We're talking about jazz, which is my favorite genre of music, art, rebellion, and how cannabis shaped one of the dopest cultural eras in American history. So get ready, because next week we're lighting up the truth about the Harlem Renaissance. Make sure you smoke the gas and pass it. Dopesoul out.